who's the very first Rebbe in Chabad. All of Chabad is from him. The whole acronym Chabad means Chacham Adat, which I'm sure you've heard before.
Yeah.
Wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And it's all of that idea. The idea of Chabad comes from this sefer, comes from Tanya, which is his magnum opus. The entire Chabad Chassidus is based off of this book. So the Alter Rebbe has written a bunch of other things as well. He wrote an entire Shulchan Aruch, and he wrote Torah Or and Likutei Torah, which is like commentary and esoteric insights on the Chumash and on different holidays and the Torah and things like that. But this is like his own, like Likutei Maharan is for Breslov. This is Tanya. It's for Chabad. So I was in a discussion with another person that I give a shir with, and they were talking about Chofetz Chaim and how he wanted to learn Chofetz Chaim. Him and another guy wanted to learn Chofetz Chaim, and I told them that I'm okay with learning Chofetz Chaim, but like very, you know, Chofetz Chaim. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's doing the Lashon Hara books, so it's very like Musar-dik. It's very like, how to explain what Musar is. Musar is like thoughts, but moral. not necessarily moral. It's Nigla. Musar is like, it means like laws, like stringencies, like things that are like not
obligations.
Yeah, exactly. So duties. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So it's like duties, things that are strong. So if you read like the Chofetz Chaim, this particular sefer of his, he has many sefers, but the one that everybody knows, which is the one on Lashon Hara, it's very tough. It's very hardcore. Wants you to look at yourself, and oftentimes like it's very like, it's like you judge people, and if you judge people, you're going to Gehenna, like you're going to hell. And so it's like it's very like hardcore. So he wanted to learn this, and I was like, I'm not super comfortable learning it because it's very tough. And in the Chabad approach, always is love, not to hurt yourself, but to love yourself. But these chapters, chapter 28, 29, 30, 31, in Tanya, really actually, they talk about, we're only going to do the first one, maybe we'll get into 29. They talk a lot about doing things such as reflecting on how bad of a person you are. But it gives you a caveat with it as well. So it tells you, yes, you should be doing this, but there's a caveat to it. And in short, what it comes out is that, yes, if you want to become a better person, you're going to have to stop and take note of who you are, where you're actually holding, like what have you been doing. And not only that, but you should look at all of your entire life from when you were born until today. You should reflect on all of those scenarios and all of the bad things that you did from way back then until now, and then see how you can improve. Now, the caveat of it is that you should not fall into a depression doing this, which means that you have to be very, very strategic and careful about how you're going about judging yourself. So he's like, yes, you need to do it, but you have to do it like very, very sporadically and be very intentional when you do it. You have to be in a good frame of mind. You can't just every day like whack yourself, because you're just gonna hate yourself, and you're not gonna get better by hating yourself. You get better by loving yourself. And if you look at like a dog, what does a dog get trained faster or better in? How do you get good habits out of the dog? Is it by rewarding positive behavior, or is it by punishing bad behavior? Rewarding, yeah. Almost across the board, rewarding positive behavior is going to get a dog to do the thing that you want it to do. Your body is your dog. You have to treat it exactly like a dog. So you have to punish it for small things here and there, sure, but the main focus is always going to be positive reinforcement. Love the body, love it, because it's part of you. You can't get rid of it. So if you can't beat him, have him join you. It's much stronger to have your an enemy become an ally, even more so than your own friends a lot of times, because I was reading this Goyish book on being powerful, like how do you get more power. It's like the 48 laws of power or something, like I don't know exactly what it is. So one of the things was to, like you heard from the Godfather, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, right? But it's true. Why? Because you could have, I forget what it was. I think it was like someone had like a a piece of dirt or a piece of little like poop on their face or something like that. And it smelled terrible. Or no, this is what it was. A guy had terrible breath. He had like just the worst smelling breath of all time, and he was like out, and he was one of the guys that he's like, and one of his adversaries he saw on the street, and they were talking to one another, and the adversary told him, he said, hey, so your breath stinks terrible. And he was like, oh, and he went home to his wife, and he told his wife, why didn't you tell me that my breath smelled so bad? And she goes, oh, I thought every man's breath smelled like that. So it's like not even of a fault of their own, but oftentimes your friends won't call you out and criticize you on things that you should be growing in. So the same with your Yetzer Hara and your Behema. Oftentimes you look at it and you see things, I can improve in this way, because he's not your friend, and it's a good thing that you're so close with this guy that wants something almost totally opposite of what you want in your life. Anyway, this is kind of what the next few chapters deal with. So we're going to start on chapter 28. It should be bookmarked there. Chapter 28?
Absolutely.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll just go straight with the English. I think it's fine for everybody. So chapter 28. Even if lustful imaginings or other extraneous thoughts occur to him during his service of Hashem in Torah or in prayer with Kavanah, which happens to a lot of us when we're trying to pray, that we, even if it's mundane things like, oh, I'm thinking about what I have to do later today, this, that, and the other, it's coming into us. A Jew should pay them no attention, but avert his mind from them immediately. Nor should he be so foolish as to engage in sublimation of the midot, of the extraneous thought, as it is known, that one can overcome extraneous thoughts by elevating their source. For such things were intended only for tzaddikim, in whom there do not occur any evil thoughts of their own evil midot, but only from midot of others. So it's explained earlier in Tanya that a tzaddik, if a bad thought comes to a tzaddik, he knows that it's not him, and so he can think about that bad thought, really meditate on it, and sort of find, okay, what's the good thing from this evil thought? There's got to be, because everything's coming from Hashem, so he can like refine and find out, okay, where exactly is this coming from that is a positive thing. Tzaddikim are able to do that. But as for us, one who's a Beinoni, to whom there occurs evil thoughts of his own, from his own evil that's lodged in the left part of his heart, the evil midot of his animal soul, how can he raise it up to the spiritual realm when he himself is bound below by his desire for the material? Basically, a tzaddik doesn't care anything about material things. When he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't care about his clothes. He doesn't care about what food he's eating. Like, it could be bland, it could be salty. It makes no difference to him. He doesn't care at all. But people like, no offense, us.
Do they even eat?
Do they even eat? Yeah, exactly. So do they even eat? Yeah, a lot of them not even eating. Yeah. The Rebbe would eat very, very, very little, and he also slept very little. And also, they said when later on they went through his closet after Gimel Tammuz, and they saw that he had like stacks of brand new shoes. Why? Because he would walk around. He walked everywhere, except when he went to the Ohel, to his father-in-law's grave. He would drive there, but otherwise he would be walking from his house to 770 and back and forth. He wore the same shoes every day, so he literally had holes in the bottom of his leather shoes, holes, and people saw that he had holes in the bottom of his shoes, and they would buy him new pairs of shoes, and he would say thank you, take them, and he put them in his closet, and he never opened up a new pair of shoes. What does he care about new pair of shoes, old pair of shoes? The shoes work, okay, I'll wear the shoes. What do I care? So like a tzaddik, he doesn't care about material things at all. Now, but like, when I woke up and I put on the shirt, I was like, yeah, I'm going to wear this shirt today. I'm going to wear this pants. And I'm sure you also were like, yeah, I'm going to wear this shirt. I like how it feels. I like how it looks. You thought about what you were doing. So us, we have desire for material things. And it's okay. That's how Hashem made us. Nevertheless, you must not be downhearted nor feel dejected and despicable because of the occurrence of extraneous thoughts during the service of Hashem, when you ought to be most joyous. So we're talking about Adar, increasing in joy. Yes, you're going to have a thought that comes into your head. Instead of beating yourself up about being like, why am I thinking about this person that I saw, or this the cake that I ate last night, or the cake I want to eat after davening. I should be focused on what am I doing? Instead of getting upset, you should draw fresh strength and intensity and intensify your determination with all of your power to pray with concentration, with even greater joy and gladness in the realization that the foreign thought that occurred to you derives from the klipa of the left part of the heart, which wages war with the Beinoni against the divine soul within him. So basically, what we learned earlier in the Tanya, you have two souls. I'm sure you've heard this concept before. A nefesh elokis, a nefesh behema, a godly soul and an animal soul, and they're fighting constantly in the heart because one can't prevail while the other one is prevailing. Only one can be in charge at a time. And we want the godly soul to be in charge, but oftentimes the animal soul is in charge. It happens. But what we're saying is, when that foreign thought occurs to you, when you realize that, like, oh, I'm thinking about things that I probably shouldn't be thinking about during davening, whatever it is, or even in the regular part of your day when you shouldn't be thinking about those other things, you should be happy. That's what the Alter Rebbe was saying. When that happens, you should be like, oh wow, like you should get really excited about it. Why?
There's a potential to transform it.
No, there's not.
Not on this.
That's only tzaddikim. Don't think that you're a tzaddik. You can't transform it. Don't think that you can transform it. There's a different reason why you should be happy about it. You should go farther away from it, but
it's a signal.
It's a signal. Exactly. It's a signal for you. So what is it signaling? What is it telling you? So here's what the Alter Rebbe says. It's known that it is the way of combatants who seek to destroy one another, and similarly of wrestlers who aim to merely topple one another, that when one of them is gaining the upper hand, the other likewise exerts himself with all the resources of his strength in order to prevail. So you've heard of like a lion or a tiger that is cornered, a tiger that knows that it's about to die. What does it do? Maybe you guys don't know. A tiger, when it's about to die, it goes the most aggressive it's ever been in its entire life. It goes even harder to fight because it doesn't want to die. So it does everything it can, the last ditch effort to try to beat you, to win and survive and live. So we're saying the same thing is happening with the nefesh behema. It's mamish, an animal like a tiger. So why is it giving you these thoughts whenever, especially when you're in davening, especially when you're trying to do holy things or become a better person? Because the divine soul exerts itself and musters all of its strength in prayer or whatever you're doing, and thereby in your weakening to vanquish the animal soul. In the klipa, the animal soul too gathers strength to counter it, aiming to confuse and topple the divine soul by means of a foreign thought of its own. So basically, that the Yetzer Hara, the evil part inside of you sees, oh no, I'm about to get killed. You're gonna beat me, so let me send this thought to your head. Think about this cake or this person or whatever it is that you personally are struggling with, that it knows that it can send into your mind.
So that means we're doing a great job.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly why the Alter Rebbe is saying you should be very glad. You should be joyful when this thought comes to your head, because what does it mean? It means I'm kicking this dude's ass. That's what I'm doing. You should be happy. Like, oh wow, I can't believe I'm winning the fight. Because in your mind, your immediate thought, whenever that thought comes to you, you might feel dejected, like, oh man, I thought I'm doing good, and this thought came to my mind, and I'm struggling with it. But really, your reaction should be the exact opposite. This thought comes to your mind, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. You sucker, you think you're trying to get me, but I'm kicking your butt for sure. You're scared. You're scared, man. I can tell. So this refutes a common error. When a foreign thought occurs to some people during prayer, they mistakenly conclude that their prayer is worthless. They think that they're not doing a good job. But if you prayed properly and correctly, they mistakenly believe that no foreign thoughts would arise in their minds. You think, oh, I'm doing it so perfect, so nothing can come in. It's adrab, on the exact opposite. They would be correct if there would be but one soul within a person. The same soul that prays also being the one that thinks and ponders on foreign thoughts. So if there was only one soul in you, then it could only focus on one thing at a time. Okay, fine. So then if a foreign thought comes in, it means that you strayed away from davening. You're not paying attention anymore. But in fact, there's two souls. Each is waging war against the other in the person's mind. Each of them desires to rule over and pervade the mind exclusively. They don't share well. They're not good at sharing. It's like Esav and Yaakov. They never shared nothing together, right? All the thoughts of the Torah and the fear of Hashem